To all my dear Bhaiya Bahan, again you are most welcome today. Before starting our paragraphs, I would like to ask you some questions which we had discussed in the previous class. First question goes to you. Who was the rat trap? Very good. He was a peddler. How did he make his rat trap? Yes, very good. By collecting some things out of any company or on the road, you can say with the help of wire, he made rat traps. Was selling rat trap a profitable business? No. Then what did the peddler do to fulfill his demand? Yes, very good. To fulfill his demand, he did some small thievery. Very good. What kind of clothes did he wear? Yes, torn clothes, rags, you can say. Who offered the peddler to live in his house one night? Yes, an old man. How did the old man get money to live his life? By selling the milk of cows. Very good. Now, we should start our lesson, the rat trap again. See the paragraphs. It was late in December. Darkness was already descending over the forest. This increased the danger and increased also his gloom and despair. Finally, he saw no way out and he sank down on the ground, tired to death, thinking that his last moment had come. But just as he laid his head on the ground, he heard a sound, a hard, regular thumping. There was no doubt as to what that was. He raised himself. Those are the hammer strokes from an iron mill, he thought. There must be people nearby. He summoned all his strength, got up, and staggered in the direction of the sound. Here in this paragraph, we see as it was the month of December, it got dark early. As it got dark, his hope of escaping the forest reduced. The danger to his life increased, and so did his feeling of being hopeless. There was no way left for him. So he sat on the ground and was so tired and terrified that he thought this was his last moment and soon he would die. As he laid his head on the ground, he heard a very strong, regular sound. It was a hard sound that was coming at the regular intervals. He soon realized that these sounds were the sounds of hammer strokes from an iron mill. He thought that he could find some people nearby. With this thought, he gathered some strength and started walking with great difficulty towards the direction of the sound. Now write some difficult words. First word is descending. Descending means coming down. Gloom means sadness. Despair means disappointment or hopelessness. Sank down means fell down. Thumping means thudding sound or beating sound, or you can say the sound of some heavy object beating. Hammer strokes means sound of the hammer striking. Summoned means gathered. Staggered means walked unsteadily. Now see the next paragraph. The Ramsjo iron works, which are now closed down, were not so long ago a large plant with smelter, rolling mill, and forge. In the summertime, long lines of heavily loaded barges and scows slid down the canal, which led to a large inland lake, and in the winter time, the roads near the mill were black from all the coal dust which sifted down from the big charcoal crates. In this paragraph, we see the Ramsjo Iron Works was a large plant which had shut down few years ago. In this iron works, it had a smelter, rolling mill, and a forge. In summers, long, flat-bottomed boats carrying the material would come down the canal, which led to a large inland lake for supplying material to the mill. And in winters, the roads turned black because of the coal dust that came along due to the transportation of the charcoal crates. Now, here you write some meanings. First word is smelter, means melting of iron or one who melts iron. Rolling mill means a factory that produces flat sheets of metal. Forge means furnace or hearth. Barges means boats. Scows means flat bottomed boats. Slid means sailing down. Sifted means separated. Charcoal means coal made from wood. Crates means baskets. So in this paragraph we see about Ramsjo Iron Works, which was there in the forest. What happened there? Now see the next paragraph. During one of the long dark evening, just before Christmas, the master smith and his helper sat in the dark forge near the furnace, waiting for the crude iron, which had been put in the fire, to be ready to put on an anvil. Every now and then, one of them got up to stir the glowing mass with a long iron bar, returning in a few moments, dripping with perspiration, though, as was the custom, he wore nothing but a long shirt and a pair of wooden shoes. What did the writer want to see here? On one long dark evening near Christmas time, the master smith and his helper were sitting in the dark forge which was built near the furnace. He was wearing a long shirt and a pair of wooden shoes. Both of them were waiting for the pig iron which was put inside the furnace fire to be ready to put onto the anvil. Here anvil is a heavy block with flat top which is used to shape the metals. They took turns to stir the liquid, which was very hot. As they could bear the heat for a few minutes, each of them would return sweating profusely. Now write down some words meaning. Master. Here master means expert. Pig iron means raw iron. Anvil means an iron block on which a blacksmith hammers things. Stir means move a little. Glowing means shining. Mass means lump. Bar means iron rod. Dripping means falling in drops. Perspiration means sweat, or you can say in Hindi that is pasina. Now see the next paragraph. All the time there were many sounds to be heard in the forge. The big bellows groaned and the burning coal cracked. The fire boy shoveled charcoal into the maw of the furnace with a great deal of clatter. Outside roared the waterfall, and a sharp north wind whipped the rain against the brick tiled roof. In this paragraph, we see one could hear different types of sounds in the forge. There was a big bellow which was blowing air in the fire with a great sound. Also, there was the sound of cracking coal. One could also hear the bang of the charcoal which was being shoveled by the fire boy. The sounds which were coming from outside the mill, these were of the waterfall, the high speed north wind which hit the raindrops against the brick tiled roof. Now write some difficult words meaning. First word is bellows means pipes that blow air, or you can say air bag that emits a stream of air used for blowing air into a fire. Groan. Groan means sound of bellowing. Cracked means spattering sound of charcoal. Shoveled means put through shovels. Maw, like a big mouth, or you can say stomach. Great deal, a lot of. Clatter, a loud noise. Roared, made a roaring sound or thundering sound. Whipped, sharp blowing or thrusting. Now see the next paragraph. It was probably on account of all this noise that the blacksmith did not notice that a man had opened the gate and entered the forge until he stood close up to the furnace. Here we see it was due to these different types of sounds that the blacksmith didn't realize that a man had opened the gate of the forge and had entered till he came and stood near the furnace. Some difficult words here, write down. On account of means due to. Unusual means uncommon. Escaped means went out. Sooty panes means glass panes covered with smoky dust. Now see the next paragraph. Surely it was nothing unusual for poor vagabonds without any better shelter for the night to be attracted to the forge by the glow of light which escaped through the sooty panes and to come in to warm themselves in front of the fire. The blacksmiths glanced only casually and indifferently at the intruder. He looked the way people of his type usually did, with a long beard, dirty, ragged, and with a bunch of rat traps dangling on his chest. Here in this paragraph, we see many homeless people used to get attracted to the lights of the forge, which peeked through the window panes, which were covered with the black powder of burnt coal. They would seek shelter there. They would warm themselves with the help of the burning fire. As the blacksmiths were accustomed to visitors, they were indifferent to the man. They just looked at him. The rat trap seller's appearance was similar to that of other wanderers, other vagabonds. He had a long beard, was dirty, wore old worn out clothes, and had a bunch of rat traps hanging from his chest. Here some difficult words. Write down. Glanced means looked. Casually, not intently, indifferently, without caring. Intruder, one who entered without permission. Ragged means torn and old clothes. Bunch means a cluster. Dangling means hanging down. Now, see the next paragraph. He asked permission to stay, and the master blacksmith nodded a hearty consent without honoring him with a single word. Here, haughty means arrogant, proudy, you can say. Here in these lines, we see the peddler tried to seek permission from the blacksmith so that he could stay in the forge for a night. He allowed the peddler with an arrogant consent by just nodding and didn't say a single word to him. Some words are here, you can write. Haughty means arrogant. Consent means agreement. Tramp means wanderer. Now, see the next paragraph. The tramp did not say anything either. He had not come there to talk, but only to warm himself and sleep. In those days, the Ramsjo iron mill was owned by a very prominent iron master, whose greatest ambition was to ship out good iron to the market. He watched both night and day to see that the work was done as well as possible, and at this very moment he came into the forge on one of his nightly rounds of inspection. Here we see the peddler also said nothing because his main aim was to warm himself and sleep. The owner of the Ramsjo iron mill in those days was a very ambitious person whose aim was to sell only the finest iron into the market. Therefore, he used to keep a check on the workers both during the night and the day. The owner was on a night inspection visit when the peddler entered the forge. Here some difficult words you can write. Prominent means distinguished or famous. Snip out means shape out. Ragamuffin means wearing rags. Eased his way means made his way easily. Now see the next paragraph. Naturally, the first thing he saw was the tall ragamuffin who had eased his way so close to the furnace that steam rose from his wet rags. The ironmaster did not follow the example of the blacksmiths, who had hardly deigned to look at the stranger. He walked close up to him, looked him over very carefully, and then tore off his slouch hat to get a better view of his face. As we have seen here, the ironmaster came to his mill to see whatever was going on in the mill. It was done by the ironmaster every day because he was a very prominent ironmaster. He wanted to make his iron in best quality. In this paragraph we see, unlike the blacksmiths, the ironmaster at once noticed the peddler who was sitting so close to the furnace that steam was coming out of his torn clothes. He not only went near him but also removed the wanderer's hat that was bent to the one side so that he could see the man's face clearly. Here you see some difficult meanings. Dinned means bothered, tore off means turned up, slouch means not straight, or you can say bending. Next paragraph you see. But of course it is you, Nils Olaf, he said. How you do look. The man with the rat traps had never before seen the ironmaster at Ramsjo and did not even know what his name was. But it occurred to him that if the fine gentleman thought he was an old acquaintance, he might perhaps throw him a couple of kroner. Therefore, he did not want to undeceive him all at once. In this paragraph we see, when the ironmaster took off the peddler's hat, he mistook him as an old acquaintance and he told his name Nils Olaf. The peddler didn't know him nor had he seen this man before. But he thought that if this man mistook him as his old companion and gave him some money out of pity, then it would be a good thing. Therefore, he didn't let him know that he had mistaken him as Nils Olaf. Now, write some words. Downhill. Acquaintance means well known or familiar with. Undeceive means not to deceive, not to cheat, you can say. Downhill means fall in fortune. Manor means farmhouse. Regimental means of the same regiment. Comrade means colleague. Now see the next paragraph. Yes, God knows things have gone downhill with me, he said. You should not have resigned from the regiment, said the ironmaster. That was a mistake. If only I had still been in the service, At the time, it never would have happened. Well, now, of course, you will come home with me. In this paragraph, we say, so the peddler started a conversation with the iron master by saying that things didn't go well with him. To this, the iron master replied that he had made a big mistake by leaving the regiment. He also added that if he would have been working in the regiment when he resigned, he wouldn't have let him do so. Later on, he invited him to his home. In this paragraph, we see the iron master recognized the peddler as his old friend. He recognized that the peddler worked in an army in which iron master was also an army man. So iron master had mistaken him to recognize him due to night, and he invited the peddler to come to his home. Next we see to go along up to the manor house and be received by the owner like an old regimental comrade. That, however, did not please the tramp. No, I couldn't think of it, he said. Looking quite alarmed, he thought of the 30 kroner. To go up to the manor house would be like throwing himself voluntarily into the lion's den. He only wanted a chance to sleep here in the forge and then sneak away as inconspicuously as possible. Here in this paragraph we see the rat trap seller didn't find it to be a good idea to visit the iron master's place. He was frightened with the idea of visiting to the large house of an old soldier, which according to him was not safe. After all, he had the stolen money with him. He didn't want to put himself in danger. His intention were to sleep in the forge and then go away from there without even being noticed. Now, write some difficult words meaning. Alarmed means frightened. Voluntarily means willingly. Den means cave. Sneak away means go away silently. Inconspicuously means without being noticed. Assumed means supposed. Embarrassed means feeling uneasy or in an awkward situation. Now, this is the time for some class work. Write down some questions and you have to reply it. First question. What did the peddler do in the crofter's house? Question number 2. How did crofter get money to live his life? Question number 3. How did the peddler take the crofter's 30 kroner notes? Question number 4. After taking 30 kroner notes, where did the peddler go? Who was the next question? Who was the iron master? One question more. How did iron master recognize the peddler. You prepare it and then show me. Okay, have you prepared? Very good. Now you show me your copy and later on write your homework, prepare question answer from taught paragraphs, and we shall start next paragraph on the next day. Till then, thank you, have a nice day.